All right, welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. I'm super excited you're here because, well, we are taking a trip straight into the deep jungles and wetlands of the Americas. Settle in, get ready, because today we're looking at an animal that's part myth, part monster, and just entirely scientifically fascinating.
Let me ask you a question right off the bat to get those gears turning. What big cat hunts armored reptiles? Like, we're talking thick-scaled, prehistoric-looking beasts here, and was literally worshipped as a god by some of the most powerful ancient empires in human history? Yep, you guessed it. We're talking about the ultimate jungle cat, the jaguar.
Section 1. Gods of the Ancient Americas. Okay, let's dive into this. Because before we get to the biology of how this supercat actually hunts, we really have to understand the massive respect it commanded from humans for thousands of years. In the pre-Columbian Americas, the jaguar wasn't just an animal. It was the ultimate symbol of power. The Aztec civilization called the jaguar oceloto and considered it the absolute king of animals. Their elite warriors literally wore these pelts into battle to channel that fierce courage. And further south, the Maya civilization called them Balam and associated them with the mysterious underworld, decorating their royal tombs with jaguar images. I mean, they were basically the original superheroes of the ancient Americas.
Section 2. The ultimate jungle cat. So, from ancient mythology, let's pivot to some hard biological science, right? The sheer scale of this animal is just incredible. The scientific name for the jaguar is Panthera onca, and it is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the Americas. It's the largest cat species on the continents, and actually the third largest feline in the entire world, right behind the tiger and the lion. A large male can weigh up to 348 pounds and stretch over 6 feet long. So picture that. That is a massive, incredibly dense animal patrolling the forest floor.
Now, what's really interesting about this next bit, let's clear up a major scientific misconception right now. Have you ever heard of a black panther? Well, biologically speaking, there's no such thing as a separate species called the black panther. Some jaguars just have a black coat because of a genetic trait called melanism, which just produces a super high amount of dark pigment. If you actually look really closely at a melanistic black jaguar in the right light, you can still see those famous spotted rosette patterns hidden underneath. It's the exact same species, just a really cool color variation.
Section 3. Built for the hunt.
We know they're big, but how are they adapted to survive in some of the wettest, muddiest, and just most dense environments on Earth? Well, this is where evolution gets amazing. They are heavily adapted to their environment. First off, they have these incredibly wide paws that distribute their heavy weight. It's exactly like wearing snowshoes, but, for the mud. This lets them navigate flooded wetlands without just sinking right in. Secondly, those massive feet double as really powerful paddles, making them exceptional swimmers. And finally, they don't chase their prey for miles like a cheetah. Nope, they are the ultimate masters of the stalk and ambush. They use their camouflage to attack from a target's blind spot, and they're literally strong enough to haul a massive carcass straight up a tree to keep it safe from floodwaters.
Section 4. Armored prey and epic bites.
So, what exactly are they hunting with those massive paws and ambush tactics? Well, get ready because the diet of a jaguar is going to completely blow your mind. The jaguar is what biologists call an obligate carnivore. That means they don't eat berries, they don't snack on leaves, they depend solely and strictly on meat to survive. But what makes the jaguar so special is that it is an incredibly opportunistic hunter. Scientists have actually recorded them eating over 80 different species of animals. 80!
They hunt this totally incredible variety of animals. On the mammal side, sure, they'll target giant rodents like the capybara, deer, and even giant anteaters. But this predator really flexes its power when it hunts armored and aquatic prey. We are talking about heavy river turtles, massive green anacondas, and the caiman, which, if you don't know, is a crocodilian with incredibly tough, bony scales. Most predators wouldn't even attempt to mess with these animals, but the jaguar, it completely specializes in it.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how they do it. How does a cat break through crocodile armor or a solid turtle shell, right? Pulling a caiman straight out of the water. It all comes down to this insane evolutionary adaptation in their skull and jaw. The jaguar has a bite force so incredibly powerful that it uses a completely unique killing method. Instead of biting the neck like a lion or a tiger would, a jaguar bites directly through the skull of its prey, right between the ears. It delivers a fatal blow straight to the brain. It is literally a specialized armor-crushing bite. No way around it. That's just epic.
Section 5. Anchoring the entire ecosystem.
Now let's zoom out from the individual hunt for a second. Why does the scientific community care so much about this one specific predator? Well, it's because of their broader role in nature. The jaguar is known as a keystone species. You can kind of think of a keystone species as the CEO of the rainforest ecosystem. Just like the keystone at the top of a stone arch holds the entire bridge together, this top predator holds the entire food web together. Because absolutely nothing hunts the adult jaguar, it sits at the very top of the food chain, essentially calling the shots for the whole biological community.
Let's move to and see how this builds in a real ecosystem. Step 1. The jaguar hunts large herbivores, right, like deer and capybara. Step 2. Because those herbivores are being hunted, their populations stay perfectly balanced. They don't overpopulate. And Step 3. Because there aren't too many herbivores out there eating up all the plants, the forest vegetation and seeds are allowed to grow and thrive. This is called top-down ecosystem control. And without the jaguar, the entire forest structure could literally collapse.
Because they roam across such massive territories just to find food, scientists also call the jaguar an umbrella species. Basically, this means that if we protect the huge areas of forest that this one supercat needs to survive, we are effectively holding up a giant protective umbrella over the rest of the rainforest. By saving the jaguar's home, we automatically save the habitat for hundreds of other amphibians, reptiles, birds, and smaller mammals that share that exact same space. It's a two-for-one deal, really.
Section 6. Saving the Spotted King.
Which brings us to the most serious part of our explainer today. Because for all their power and adaptability, the jaguar is facing immense challenges in the modern world. So the crucial point here is a pretty staggering statistic: 55%. According to recent scientific estimates, the jaguar has lost 55% of its historical range over the last century. I mean, they used to roam all the way from the southwestern United States down into Argentina. Today, they're classified as near threatened, and their populations are shrinking and becoming really isolated.
So what's causing this decline? Well, the threats are heavily tied to human activity. First is deforestation. As forests are chopped down for agriculture, the jaguar's habitat becomes fragmented, essentially breaking up their hunting grounds. Second, there's illegal poaching for their beautiful skins and fangs, which unfortunately gets sold on the black market. And finally, there are human-wildlife conflicts. As humans move cattle into the jaguar's territory, the jaguars will sometimes hunt the livestock. And in retaliation, ranchers will hunt and eliminate the jaguars to protect their livelihoods.
But listen, there is hope, and science is leading the way. Conservationists across multiple countries have teamed up to create Jaguar Conservation Units, or JCUs. These are basically large, protected areas meant to support at least 50 breeding jaguars. But even more exciting is the Jaguar Corridor Initiative. This is a massive international project aiming to physically connect these isolated habitats from Mexico all the way down to Argentina. By creating safe biological corridors, jaguars can migrate, find mates, and keep their gene pool strong and healthy. It's a massive, massive effort, but it's actually working in many areas.
Which brings us to the end of our journey today, class. But I want to leave you with a provocative question to really think about as we wrap up. If the jaguar, the ultimate apex predator, the keystone holding the arch together, the ancient symbol of power, disappears, what happens to the delicate balance of the ancient forests they leave behind? Really think about that top-down ecosystem control. Their survival isn't just about saving one beautiful cat. It's about saving the beating heart of the Americas. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious and keep exploring the incredible science of our natural world.